Hello everyone. So today we'll be starting with fraction and decimals. And my name is Mohammed Rafay, Sohail. So for our first question, a biology class has 12 boys and 18 girls. Now what fraction of these class are boys? So we need to find out first of all the total number of students. So the total number of students would be 12 plus 18, that is 30. And what fraction of the class we have boys? So 12 we have boys divided by total number of students, that is 30. Now we need to simplify this. So 2 divided by 12 divided by 2 is 6 and 30 divided by 2 is 15. 3 2s are 6 and 3 5s are. So we get a fraction of 2 by 5. It's not 5 by 2, it's 2 by 5. Second question, for how many integers between 30 and 40 is it true that 5 over a, 8 over a, and 13 over a are all in lowest terms? Now, what do you mean by lowest term? For example, 3 by 4, this is the lowest term because it cannot be simplified further. Now, let's suppose we had 9 by 12. Now, we can simplify this further by 3 by 3 3s are 9 and 3 4s are 12. Now, this cannot be further simplified. Now, we have a number between 30 and 40. So, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39, and 40. Now, this is between 30 and 40, so we will not be including 30 and 40 because it is not inclusive. Now, we have 5 by A, 8 by A, and 13 by A. Now, we need to understand that this 8 by A, now A cannot be an even number. A cannot be an even number because if it is an even number, then obviously it can be further simplified. For example, 8 by 32 can be further simplified. This would be 2 4s are 8 and 2 16s are 32. So it cannot be an even number. So we can eliminate 32, 34, 36, and 38. So we are left with 31, 33, 35, 37, and 39. But the problem with 39 is that it is, again, if it is 13 by 39, it can be further simplified. It would be 13 1s are 13 3s are. 39 is a multiple of 3. So we cannot have 39. So 31, 33, and also we cannot have 35 because 35 is a multiple of 5. So 5 over 35, it can be further simplified by 1 by 7. So for how many integers A between 30 and 40 is it true that all these three fractions are all in lowest term? So we are left with 1, 2, and 3, 31, 33, and 37. And if you look closely, 5 by 31 or 37 or 33, it cannot be further simplified. 8 by 31, 33, or 37 cannot be further simplified. And 13 by divided by 31, 33, and 37 cannot be further simplified. So the correct answer is C. Now, what fractional part of a week is 98 hours? So 98 hours divided by total number of hours in a week. So there are 7 days in a week and 24 hours in one day. So there are 7 into 24 hours in a week. So if we simplify this expression, 7 ones are 7, 7 ones are 7. So 98 divided by 7, if you do it quickly, so 7 ones are 7, we are left with 2, 28. So 7 fours are 28. So 7 ones are 7, 2, 8, 7 fours are 28. Now 14 divided by 24. Now 2 7s are and 2 12s are. So we have this fraction 7 by 12. Now it cannot be further simplified. Now what is the value of the product 5 by 5 into 5 by 10 into 5 by 15 into 5 by 20 into 5 by 25. So we can simply, there are number of ways we can do this question. So maybe the simplest one is 5. We cancel this. This is 5 ones are 5 twos are 5 ones are 5 threes are 5 ones are 5 fours are and 5 ones are, and we have 5 fives are. So 1 over 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 5. So 5 fours are 20, 23, 20 times 3 is 60, 60 times 2 is 120. So so the expression would be 1 over 120. So the correct answer is A. Now if 3 by 11 of a number is 22, what is 6 by 11 of that number? Now 3 by 11 of x is 22. What would be 6 by 11 of x? Now that's the question. Now if there's a simple way. If 3 by 11 of x is 22, now 6 by 11 is twice that of 3 by 11. So 3 by 11 into 2 is actually 6 by 11. So if 3 by 11 is 22, then 3 by 11 multiplied by 2. Now 3 by 11 of x is 22. Then what is 6 by 11 of that number? So it will be twice that of 22. So it would be 44. So the correct answer is E. Now, just for simplicity, we can also do it like this. Now, if 3 by 11 of x is 22, x would be 22 into 11 divided by 3. What would be 6 by 11? So 6 by 11 multiplied by 22 into 11 divided by 3. So 11 cancels out. 3 ones are, 3 twos are. So 2 into 22 is 44 again. So the correct answer is 3. Oh, sorry. The correct answer is E. Now, Jason won some goldfish at the state fair. Now, during the first week, 1/5 of them died. So if 1/5 died, 4/5 would have survived. So at the end of 1 week, we were left with 4/5 of the fish. And during the second week, now in the second week, and during the second week, 3/8 of those still alive at the end of the first week died. So again, the fraction that survived was 5 by 8. So if 4/5 survived at the end, so how much? So during the second week, 5 divided by 8 survived. Now, what fraction of the original goldfish was still alive after 2 weeks? So 4 by 5 survived at the end of the first week. Now 4 by 5 multiplied by 5 by 8, because this is the number that survived at the end of the first week. Now this is the total survive at the end of during the second week. So the total survival would be 4 by 5 into 5 by 8. So 4 ones are, 4 twos are, 1 by 2. So half of them survived. Now we can also do it like this as well. So let's suppose we bought 100 fish. Now 4/5 survived at the end of the first week. So 4/5 of 100, it's 80. And during the second week, 5/8. So 5 divided by 8 survives. So 5 divided by 8. 8 ones are, 8 tens are, 8 tens are 80. 10 into 5 is 50. So out of the 100 that we bought initially, we were left with 50 fish. So it's half of your original number. So again, your option C is correct. Now 5/8 of 24 is equal to 5 over 7 of what number? Now 5/8 of 24. 5/8 of 24 equals to what? 8 ones are, 8 threes are 24. 3 into 5 is 15. Now 15 over 7 of what number? So 5/8 of 24 is equal to 15 over 7. of what number? So 15 over 7 of x should be equal to 15. So we have left with x equals to 7. Now again, we need to think 5/8 of 24. 5/8 of 24 is what? 15. Now 15 is equal to, now we have this equal sign. 15/7 of what number? 15/7 of what number? So this number should be 7. So the correct answer is A. If 7a equals to 3, so we can say a equals to 3 over 7, and 3b equals to 7, so we can say b equals to 7 over 3. What is the value of a over b? So a over b, 3 over 7 whole divided by 7 over 3. Now 3 over 7 divided by 7 over 3 can be written as 3 over 7 multiplied by 3 over 7. So when we change divide into multiply, so we flip this number or we take the reciprocal. So 9 by 49. 3 3s are 9, 7 7s are 49. So the correct option is A. Now what is the value of this expression? Now there are two ways you can do this. Now the first way is a bit longer, but it will going to set the context right. So 7 by 9 into 7 by 9 is how much? 49 over 81 divided by, now 7 by 9 plus 7 by 9 plus 7 by 9. If we have the same denominator, we can add the numerator. So this would be divided by 21 over 9. So 49 divided by 81 multiplied by 9 over 21, because now we are changing division sign. So we need to flip this. So 9 1s are 9, 9 9s are 81. 7 3s are 21, 7 7s are 49. So we have this expression which is left, 7 over 9 3s are 27. So the correct option is A. Now the second way you can do this, we can substitute 7 by 9 equals to A or B. Let's take it as A. Now the first expression or the numerator would be A square divided by 3A. So 7 by 9 is equal to 7 by 9 equals to 3. So this is your 9. So your denominator would be 3A. So 3A and A cancel. So we are left with A over 3. So 1 over 3 multiplied by A. 1 over 3, what's your A? We have taken it as 7 over 9. So again, 7 over 9 3s are 27. So we are left with option A. So option A is correct. Now, which of the following expression are greater than x when x is 9 over 11? So x equals to 9 over 11. And we need to understand that 9 over 11 would be a number that is less than 1. So the number is in decimal. Now 1 over x, if we divide 1 by a decimal number or 0.5 or 0.6 or 0.7, whatever, so the whole expression actually becomes more than 1. So the whole expression will become more than 1. For example, 1 divided by 0.5 would become 2. So 1 divided by a decimal number, actually the whole expression becomes more than 1. So 9 by 11 is a decimal number. So 1 over x would be more than 9 by 11. So this 1 over x expression would be higher. And we can also see from here as well. So if x equals to 9 by 11, then 1 over x would be 1 over 9 by 11. That is equals to 11 over 9. Now 11 over 9 is an expression that is more than 1. Now option B, x plus 1 over x. Now we need to understand 9 by 11 is a decimal number. If we add 1 to it, this numerator will be more than 1. And x again is your decimal. So a numerator that is more than 1 divided by a decimal. So the whole expression would be a number that is again more than 1. And as we know, 9 by 11 is a decimal number. So x plus 1. So the numerator again is more than 1, and anything. Now if a numerator is more than 1, or even 1. So if the numerator is equal to 1 or more than 1, if it is divided by a decimal number, so the whole expression or the whole number would become more than the original number or more than the numerator. So this also holds true. Now x plus 1, so we have a decimal number plus 1 and we have a decimal number minus 1. So any number, now decimal is a number that is less than 1. So any number that is less than 1 between 0 and 1, if it is subtracted by minus 1, it becomes negative. For example, 0.5 minus 1 is minus 0.5. 0.6 minus 1 is minus 0.4. So we know now that this denominator is a negative number. Now, positive number divided by negative number gives you a negative number. Now, 9 by 11, at least it is a positive number. It's a number between 0 and 1. But over here, this expression will actually give you a negative number. So definitely 9 by 11 is more than a negative number. So this cannot hold true because we are looking for a number that is greater than 9 by 11. So option A and B holds true. Now, one day at Lincoln High, 1/12 of students were absent and 1/5 of those present went on a field trip. Now, let's suppose there were X students. Total number of students were X. Now, if the number of students staying in school that day was 704, how many students are enrolled at Lincoln High? Now, let's suppose the total number of students enrolled equals to X. Now, 1/12 of the students were absent. So it means that if 1/12 were absent, then 11 by 12 would be present. And 1/5 of those went on a field trip. So if 1/5 went on a field trip, then 4/5 they didn't go on a field trip. So X, total number of students. So on that particular day, 11 by 12 were present. And 4 by 5 were, so out of the students that were present, so this is the number that were present in a school. Out of the students that were present, 4/5 were actually in the school. So this total number equals to 704. So if the number of students staying in a school that day was 704, so X equals to 704. Now this will become numerator over here, 5 and 12. So this would be multiplied by 5, multiplied by 12, whole divided by 11 and 4. So 4 ones are 4, 4 threes are 12. And 704, if you are clever enough, you can check 11 into 6 is 66. 70 minus 66 is 4. 44, 11 fours are 44. So 11 ones are 64 into 11 is 704. So 64 multiplied by 15. So 5 fours are 20. 5 6 are 30, 32. And 1 4 ones are 4, 6 ones are 6. 0, 8, 9. So the total number of students that are there, so 4 plus 2 is not 8, it's 6. 0, 2 plus 4 is 6, 3 plus 6 is 9. So the total number of students that are enrolled in Lincoln High equals to 960. Now if A equals to 0.87, which of the following expression are less than A? Now again, we need to understand that A is a number that is between 0 and 1. It's 0.87. And we have observed initially as well, for example, if we have 0.5, it is a number between 0 and 1. It's a decimal number. So if you square this number, this will become 0.25. Now 0.25 is less than 0.5. So if we have a decimal number and we square that decimal number, so the number that we get would be lower than A. So if A was 0.5, if you square A, it will become 0.25. So 0.87, if A is 0.87, if we square A, the number we're going to get would be lower than 0.87. So Which of the following expression are less than A? Indicate all such expressions. So one thing for sure, B would be less than A, because A is a decimal number. If you square a decimal number, you get a lower number. Now, if you underroot a number, now let's suppose we have 0.25. If we underroot 0.25, now A is 0.25. If we underroot 0.25, what do we get? We get 0.5. We get a number that is higher than 0.25. So this cannot hold true. And again, as we have discussed before, 1 over A, now A is a decimal number. 1 divided by a decimal number will going to give you a number that is more than 1 over here. And obviously A is less than 1, and we're going to get a number that is more than 1. So this cannot also hold true. So the correct answer is option number B. Now for what value of X? So for what value of X is, so we need to find out the value of X. Now it might seem quite daunting, this question, but again, it's not a difficult question. So we have similar numbers. So 34.56, and over here we have 0.3456. So one thing for sure, 0.3456, if you multiply this by 100, what do we get? 34.56. So I can say 100 equals to 34.56 divided by 0.3456. Now I can say 78.9 equals to 7.89 into 10. And I can say 78.9 divided by 7.89 equals to 10. Now if we arrange this expression, 34.56 multiplied by 7.89 whole divided by 0.3456 multiplied by 78.9. Now 34.56 divided by 0.3456, as we know, it's equal to 100. And 7.89 divided by 78.9. So if 78.9 divided by 7.89 is 10, so 7.89 divided by 78.9 would actually be 1 by 10. So 100 into 1 by 10. What number we are left with? We are left with 10. So option D is correct. Now if set A equals to 1 contains 3 numbers 1, 2, 3, and set B contains 3 numbers 2, 3, 4, and C is the set consisting of all the fractions whose numerator are in A and whose denominator are in B. So numerator over denominator. So C would contain what? So there are 3 possibilities of a numerator. So we can have 1, we can have 2, and we can have 3. And denominator can be either 2, 3, 4. So this can be 2, this can be 1 over 3, and this can be 1 over 4. This would be 2 over 2, this can be 2 over 3, and this can be 2 over 4. This would be 3 over 2, this would be 3 over 3, and this would be 3 over 4. So these are the total numbers that you will going to find in set C. Now, what is the product of all the numbers? So what is the product of all the numbers? So if you just multiply all of them, 1 by 2 multiply by 1 by 3 multiply by 1 by 4 into 2 by 2 multiply by 2 by 3 multiply by 2 by 4 into 3 by 2 into 3 by 3 into 3 by 4. So we know that this equals to 1 and this also equals to 1. Now it's quite simple. This 2 would be will cancel out this 2. This 3 will cancel out this 3. So we have this 1, 2 ones are, 2 twos are. So we are left with 3. So this 3 would be cancelled by this 3. So 1 whole over 2 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 2 again and multiply by 4. So 2 multiplied by 4 and again 2 multiplied by 4. So 1 over 8 into 8 would be 1 over 64. So option A holds true. Okay, so let's solve this question. So for the final step in a calculation, Ezra accidentally divided by 1000. So if X needs to be multiplied by 1000. So Ezra accidentally divided by 1000. So for the final step in a calculation, Ezra accidentally divided by 1000 instead of multiplying by 1000. So we actually divided x by 1000. So in order to uh, reverse this mistake, we need to multiply it by 1000. And then originally what we had to do, we had to multiply it by 1000. So this 1000 we are multiplying to reverse the mistake that we have done. And this 1000 we are multiplying because this is what originally needs to be done. So what should he do to his incorrect answer to correct it? So we need to multiply it by 1 million. So multiply it by 1 million. So option C holds true. And now if you can look the answer, so option C holds true. Now we need to find out either quantity A is greater than B, equal, or we can't determine it. So 5 by 13 of 47. So 5 into 13 into 47. And 47 divided by 13 into 5. Now 5 into 47 divided by 13, or you multiply 47 by 5 divided by 13, you're going to get the same answer. So quantity A and B are both equal. So question 17. So minus 2 by 3, x is minus 2 by 3 and y is 3 by 5. So quantity A is xy and quantity B is x over y. So xy would be minus 2 over 3 multiplied by 3 by 5 would be minus 6 by 15. And quantity B would be minus 2 by 3 divided by 3 by 5. Now minus 2 by 3 would actually will become 5 over 3. So minus 10 over 9, and this is minus 6 over 15. Now this is a decimal number. So we have this 0, this is minus 1, and this is a number that is more than minus 1. Now this number would lie in between, it's a decimal number, so it's in between 0 and minus 1. So it will be somewhere over here. But this number, for sure, this is more than 10 over 9 is more than 1. So it would be minus 1 point something. So it's a number that is below minus 1. So minus 6 by 15 lies over here. And minus 10 over 9 actually is below minus 1. So definitely minus 6 over 15 is more than minus 10 over 9. So quantity A is greater than quantity B. Again, if I reiterate my question, so we know that xy will equal to minus 6 over 15, and x over y will equal to minus 10 over 9. Now minus 10 over 9 is a number that is more than, like, for when I say more than minus 1, I mean minus 1 point something. So if we make this number line, we have this 0, we have minus 1, so it's somewhere over here. Minus 6 by 15 would be somewhere over here. So it's a number between 0 and minus 1. So minus 6 over 15, it's a decimal number. And it is greater than a number that is less than minus 1. So option A holds true. So xy is greater. So quantity A is 15 divided by 1 over 15. Immediately this number we can calculate 15. It will become 15 multiplied by 15, that is 225. Now 225 is definitely greater than 1. So option A holds true. Now Judy needs 8 pounds of chicken at the supermarket. The only packages available weight 3 by 4 pounds. So their packages, each packet is for 3 by 4 pounds. So how many packets you need to buy? So the total number of pound you need is 8. So 8 divided by 3 by 4. For example, if each packet was of 0.5 pound and you need to have 8 pounds, so how many packets you need to have? You need to have 16 packets. How do we get 16? 8 divided by 0.5. So this will become 8 into 4 divided by 3. That is 32 divided by 3. 32 divided by 3 would be 10 2 by 3 packets. So you need to buy 10 2 by 3 packets. But in a supermarket, you can't go and say that I want 10 packets and also I want a half packet. So you can't do that. So either you buy 10 packets or you buy 11 packets. So if you want 10 2 by 3 packets in order to have 8 pounds, so definitely you will be buying 11 packets. So the number of packages jury needs to buy, it's 11. So quantity B is 11 as well. So both quantities are equal. So option C holds true. Now quantity A, 11 by 12 or 13 by 14 and 14 over 15. Now one thing for sure, this expression would be less than 13 over 14. This expression of 13 by 14 would be less than, if 13 by over 14, this is not OR, this is F. This is not R, this is F or of. 11 by 12 of 13 by 14. So 11 by 12 of 13 by 14 would be a number that is less than 13 by 14, because this expression is less than 1. For example, we have a number 2 and we multiply 0.6. We multiply 0.6 by 2, so we get 1 by 2. So if we are multiplying 2 by a number that is less than 1, definitely we're going to get a number that will be less than 2. So one thing for sure, we will going to get a number that is less than 13 by 14. So quantity A is less than 13 over 14. Now we need to find out either 13 over 14 is more or 14 over 15 is more. Now 14 over 15, if you look closely, so if you subtract -1 from the numerator, and it's 13 over 14 and this is 14 over 15. So this is 14 over 15 and this is 13 over 14. So let's do it again. So this is 14 over 15 and this would be 13 over 14. If you look closely, the numerator goes down by 1 and the denominator also goes down by 1. So if the numerator goes down by 1, absolute number, so the whole expression will go down. And if the denominator goes down by 1, then the whole expression should go up. Now, which way should it go? Now, either the number 13 over 14 would be more or less depends on the gravity of the change. Now the numerator change is $1, or let's assume to be $1 or an absolute number of 1, but in percentage term 1 by 14 is 6.67% and 1 by 15 is 7.14%. 7.14%. So it means that the percentage change in the numerator is less than the percentage change in the denominator. So we know now that 14 over 15 would be higher because the percentage change. Now I know it's getting a bit complicated over here. Now I'll be explaining this again as well. So 1 over 15 is actually 6.67 and not 1 over 14 is 7.14. So let's do this again. Now in your exam, you are not, you don't need to like calculate. You just need to understand. The whole point is that I'm trying to make you understand a concept. So we have a number 14 over 15 and we have a number 13 over 14. So which number would be higher? Now if you look closely, this 13 over 14, the numerator goes down by 1, absolute number, and your denominator also goes down by 1. If your numerator goes down, the whole expression should go down. And if your denominator goes down, then the whole expression should go up. But which power would be more? Like in which side Either the number will go up or down. Now, what will actually happen? So one is saying that the number will go down, the other one is saying that the number will go up. But what actually will happen depends on the percentage change in your numerator or denominator. Percentage change in your numerator or denominator. So in your numerator, the percentage change from 14, it went down to 13. So the percentage change is 1 over 14. So 1 over 14 is 7.14%. So the numerator change is 7.14. And the denominator, the change is 1 over 15 is 6.67. Now the denominator change is 6.67. So the change in numerator is more. Change in numerator is more. So it's minus 7.14 because the number is going down. So the numerator percentage change is more. Hence, this expression would be less than 14 by 15. So now one thing for sure we know that 13 over 15 is less than 14 over 15. And on top of that, if we multiply 13 over 14 by 11 by 12, we get a number that is less than 13 over 14. So if 13 over 14 is already less than 14 over 15, and if you further reduce this number, then obviously quantity B is more than quantity A. So option B is correct. Now we have this expression A inverse triangle B is A over B plus B over A. So this would be 3 over 4 plus 4 over 3. So this will become what? This will become, if we take the LCM would be 12. So 4 3s are 9, 3 4s are 16. So this would be 25 over 12. So this would be 1 over 2 whole divided by 2 over 3 plus 2 over 3 divided by 1 over 2. So we can write this as 1 over 2 divided by 2 by 3 plus 2 by 3 divided by 1 over 2. So 1 over 2 multiplied by 3 over 2 plus 2 by 3 multiplied by 2. So this expression would be what? 3 over 4 plus 4 over 3. So originally we had 3 over 4 plus 4 over 3. So both expressions are equal. So hence option C is correct. Now, which quantity is greater, 100 divided by 2 raised to power 100 or 100 raised to power divided by 3 raised to power 100? Now, obviously, 2 raised to power 100 would be 2 raised to power 100 would be less than 3 raised to power 100. For example, if 2 raised to power 2 is 4, 3 raised to power 2 would be 9. So 3 raised to power 100 is a higher number. So if a higher number is divided by same numerator, so this expression would be lower. So 100 divided by a higher number as compared to 2 raised to power 100 will going to generate a lower number. So quantity B is lower than A. So quantity A is greater than quantity B. Now we have an expression quantity A equals to quantity B. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 numbers over here. So minus multiplied by minus is positive. Minus multiplied by minus is again positive. Hence, this whole expression would be positive regardless of the fact that we have decimals and so on and so forth. And we have fractions. Now, this expression minus multiplied by minus would be positive. But at the end, we have an odd number. So we have odd number of numbers. So we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 numbers. So plus multiplied by minus will going to give you a negative number. So quantity B is a negative number, quantity A is a positive number. So option A holds true. Now A equals to 1 by 2, B equals to 1 by 3. So this expression would be 1 by 2 whole over 1 by 3. So this actually will become 3 by 2. And this is 1 by 3 divided by 1 by 2 will become 2 by 3. We know 3 by 2 is 1.5 and 2 by 3 is 0.67. So 1.5 is greater than 0.67. So quantity A is greater than quantity B. So option A holds true. And just by looking at the numbers as well, 3 by 2 and 2 by 3, we immediately know that this number is more than 1 and this number is less than 1. So quantity A is more than quantity B. Option A holds true. Now 3 by 11 raised to power 2 and 3 by 11 under root. Now if you don't think twice, you might say quantity A is more than quantity B because over here we are squaring it. But we need to understand what's inside our numerator, what's inside our this expression of under root or square. So it's 3 by 11. So 3 by 11 is actually a number that is less than 1. And we have observed time and time again. So if you square a decimal, so example, if we square 0.5, we get a smaller number. And if we under root 0.5, we actually get a higher number than 0.5. The actual number is 0.707. You can actually check this. So 0.5 under root is 0.707. So one thing for sure, that if we have a number that is less than 1, or a number that is, the number that is less than 0, is this number less than 0? No, this number is not less than 0. This number is less than 1. So if we have a number that is less than 1 and greater than 0, so this is what you need to understand. So 3 by 11 is greater than 0 and less than 1. So if we have a number that is greater than 0 but less than 1, and if you square that, so the expression you are going to get would be a lower expression. Now, which one do you think would be a greater number? So this number, because it is 3 by 11, is between 0 and 1. So it's in decimal. So if you square it, we get a smaller number. If you under root it, we actually get a larger number. So quantity B would be more than quantity A. So option B holds true. And again, in the end, I suggest that you do a lot of practice so that you get good grades in your GRE exam. And that's it for today.